Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another JC Student Spotlight. I am your host, and I'm here with some amazing people. Why am I sliding off the camera? Okay, there I am. That was weird. It was like on one screen, I'm right there, and then the other one, I'm not. I'm pushed all the way to the side because we have three people. We've got a packed house this time. I'm so used to doing it with one person. We have the amazing Angela with us. Say hello to everyone, Angela.
Hi.
We have the wonderful James Taylor. Go ahead, James. Give us a great hello.
How's it going? Hey, what's up?
And then we've got Cameron Dilworth. How are you doing, Cameron?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay, so we have three of our amazing students on here, and we're going to talk about a lot of things today, but we're going to start off, kind of simple. We're going to just start off with some introductions, kind of tell them who you are and why you decided to get into entertainment. I'll start with you, Cameron.
Well, my name is Cameron Dilworth, first and foremost, right? I'm 23 years old, and I got into JC and entertainment just because I always had like a feel for it. Like growing up, I never knew I wanted to do this type of thing, but I always felt it inside. If that makes sense, I've always was very like outgoing, always having fun, making jokes, basically doing like my own improv but not trying to do it. Always reenacting a lot of scenes and stuff from films and TV shows, and I just always wanted to do this type of work. It's always been interesting, and now I'm here working on it.
Awesome. And we got some support out here saying go hi Cameron and Team Cameron. So glad you've got that support here. Angela, the youngest, I won't say the baby, the youngest of the collective. Angela, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us how you decided to get into entertainment.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angela. I'm 14 years old, and I would say that I probably got into it whenever I was like 5 or 6. Um, my parents have a bunch of like videos of me just walking around singing and dancing, just doing little stuff like that. But I knew that as I got older, I was definitely going to want to be in it more. Um, I don't know. I think I just always knew that I would have a passion for doing something like this. So about a year ago, I decided that this is what I wanted to do for a long stage of time.
Awesome. And last but not least, James.
Hey, my name is James Michael Logan Taylor. I was born in Hawaii originally, and I'm 28 years old. And from a young age, I always completely loved the way that when I would view a performance or I would go to the movies with my family, and the performance itself would really make me feel seen and make me feel validated as far as my experiences because when you're a kid you don't really want to talk about what you're going through, so you feel seen and you feel understood as a viewer of the performance itself. And I just want to have that same impact on younger people when they're coming up, and to show them that you are seen, you are validated, you are loved, you are understood. And it's just always been a dream of mine, and I'm pursuing it fully now.
Cameron, tell us how it's been for you in the beginning. Where are you at in your program and how how excited were you versus expectations? So when you started, you had these expectations, and have we met your expectations?
So yeah. So right now in the where I'm at, I'm almost done with the course. Right now, I have 3 more weeks left. I just finished voiceover approval, and it's been great. It At first when I read the schedule, it was kind of like, oh, it takes so long to actually get to the acting stuff, right? Then so I was kind of like iffy about it. But then when you start going through the first 15 weeks of the course, you understand why you do the first 15 weeks of the course first before you get into the rest of it, because it's a lot of stuff that you need to know before going into your acting bit part of it. Like modeling, how the industry works, makeup. A lot of stuff goes into it. So it's been a great experience. I've had a lot of great coaches, especially Coach Brandon and Jackson. I love those coaches. They've been my favorite coaches. Coach Pedro as well. It's been an amazing time. I've really enjoyed the JC course, and I'm just ready to finish the next few weeks and just take acting where I think it can go for myself.
It sounded like you were about to say, "I'm just ready to finish and take over the world." That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like you were about to say.
Maybe I'll say that. Maybe I'll say that in a series or something one day. Maybe.
No, there's no maybe. You will, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it was important what you said in the beginning. You're like, well, I'm looking at it, and most of the acting things are in the second half. And it's just that getting through it, learning all those little ins and outs that you need to learn. A lot of people, they get into the business, but they don't know the educational side of it, and they think they're just going to wake up and
Hmm.
be in a film, and that's not how that works, right? So, Angela, let's talk about your experience so far.
Um, I'm gonna say that my experience so far was definitely not what I thought it was gonna be because of course in the movies and the shows you see people go through this thing and it's like so wonderful and it's not that hard and then you just become famous overnight because you're just so awesome. But um, you start to do the classes and you realize that it is hard work, but it is definitely worth it going to the photo shoots and being able to just have the experience of saying that you've done something so, it might sound cliche, but just so amazing and that you can tell people like this is what I've done, this is what I've accomplished. I love the people doing like oh, I love Greg. He's just so amazing. He's so easy to work with and it's just a nice way to like a different lens to see the world.
Wait, who's Greg?
I realized I said that. It's because I've done photo shoots with another person. His name was Greg, and it's gotten very confusing.
No, it's just that I love that his name is always said wrong. It brings me joy. He gets called Greg, Gregory. He gets called everything but Gray. So that's hilarious for me. All right, James, same question to you.
I would tell you that first and foremost, when I was a younger man, I had a very, I feel like, very naive perspective of what it would take in order to get into the acting industry. And I thought, like you were saying, I thought I was just going to wake up and somebody was going to come up to me at the mall and be like, oh, you can get in a movie. Nah, that's not how it works. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of taking care of yourself. And I feel like JC gave me that because I've already graduated. I graduated in November, and it's helped me so much because it really takes every chance that you get an opportunity to show yourself to somebody. I mean, that's when it matters the most. Like you can't just not take an opportunity for everything that it's worth. And especially when I was in high school, I'd say because I was in plays and I thought, I'll just go from plays and then I'll go to college and I'll do acting, but tuition costs a lot. And when I saw the opportunity to join JC, I thought to myself, I said, you know, this is really important, especially when I saw the people who've already been through the courses and who've been through and have graduated and have gone on to be in, you know, video games or very good movies and stuff like that. And I thought, I think I can do this, and it makes you very assured of yourself and very confident in your abilities to show what you have to offer to the masses. And yeah, yeah.
Awesome. We got a message from Tequila that says Angela is so dedicated and wise beyond her years. Yes, I believe Angela's been here before. She scares me.
So much.
I know.
So, Cameron, what's been your favorite subject?
Ooh. I really enjoyed the monologues. That was a very fun subject to do. Just creating something, just and trying to become the character you're creating. in doing the performance that you made in front of the coach. So that's probably been my favorite. That and I like the posing classes too. That was a pretty fun class.
I think a lot of people miss out on that. It's one thing to read a monologue, right? And it's one thing to
Hmm.
create your own, to read it, to perform it, and to see like the whole process
Hmm.
of that. So that's a pretty neat thing that you get to do. Angela, what was your favorite? What's been your favorite subject so far?
I would say my favorite subject so far has probably been, even though it's not a subject, getting our outfits ready for our photo shoots. It's just so fun to like try everything on and get everyone's opinion. Um, I definitely liked the like learning to do your pivot and your half step and stuff like that. It's very educational.
That's right, because Angela's in the modeling program, and James and Cameron are in the acting one. James, what was your favorite?
I would say honestly, it would be the makeup department because
Oh,
I've got the skincare regime down pat. But as far as the makeup goes, the application process and the order in which you need to do things is very, very intricate. And for the longest time, I was just winging it, and I would do a terrible job, and I'd be pasty faced. And but with the aid of all the very professional teachers they have, I was just I feel very well equipped if I have a photo shoot or if I'm, going to do something with somebody. I feel very, very comfortable in my ability to apply my own makeup and make sure that I'm presentable for the opportunities that I have before me. So I definitely say makeup for sure.
look at Coach Tequila. You first of all, you're the first guy to ever say that, so thank you. Guys usually run away from the makeup class. And Coach Tequila said James is a natural talent, and his comedic abilities and facial expressions are mind blowing. World, get ready to be amazed. I mean, he's okay.
Oh my God.
He's okay. Settle down. No. Um. So Cameron, tell me, has there been anything that? Because I know you're in the military, correct?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
So, we have people that want to be trained and learn how to be in this industry, but, they might have a full time job or kids and they find it hard. And I did like you, I went through this when I was in the military. So tell us how that balance works.
It's been pretty tough because I'm in the military. I have a wife and daughter.
Hmm.
I'm enrolled in college, so I've been having to balance everything out. It's really just about how much you want it and what you want to achieve and the time management part of it. So if you want to pursue something, you will make time to do it. So I make time for college, I make time for my family, I make time for this course, and that's basically it. You just have to have the mindset to make time if you truly want to pursue your passion. It has been rough, but I'm still here. I'm still sane. So
Hey,
everything's
if you want to balance 200 things, do it in your 20s. I'm telling you. In your 20s. You want to balance those many things. Angela, coming from a teenager, 14 years old, you're in school, you've got a lot of other things going on being 14. How has this process been for you? And have you ever faced a challenge to where you didn't want to continue? And if you did, how did you get through that challenge?
I would say balancing between going to school and doing sports and also wanting to just go outside and be a kid. Um, yes, it is hard sometimes, and there's a lot of times where like I'll be outside and my mom will call me in and she'll be like, "Come on, you have to like go to class," and I'm like, do I have to though? Like, I mean, I could skip it, but in retrospect, looking at it from the angle of me doing it, being someone that needs to be committed, it's definitely um worth it. And just it's easier once you get the right mentality of, if I do this and if I do it the right way, I'll go far with it and it'll be worth it all.
Such great advice. Are you sure you're 14?
That's all I'm saying.
Positive.
You get that a lot, don't you?
No.
No. Well, all right. This one thing you will do in this industry is mature faster. James, same question to you.
I would say, being I'm closing in on 30. I'm getting there. I'm getting
Oh,
close.
he's getting up there,
Um,
everybody.
I would say for the longest time, especially I'd say from like 18 to 22, I thought, oh, well, I'm going to live forever. It'll be okay. And then I realized, you really got to buckle down. You really have to value the time that you have. And I'd say, especially, working full time and trying to get my classes scheduled, that, I mean, it really, like Angela was saying, it really is dependent on how you view your time. Like, you just need to make time for it. Like, it's easy to say, I'll get to it. You put it farther away, you procrastinate a little bit. But at the end of the day, to be honest, it's really just about making the time now. You do what you need to do now. You get your stuff, you get your ducks in order, and I mean, you just go head first at it. You don't play games. You don't placate yourself, and I mean, it's honestly unfair to yourself to not go fully into what you want to do. And really recently, I mean, in the past 2-3 years, that I've really buckled down and said, talk to myself in the mirror. I'm like, hey, look, I love you, but at the same time, you got to buckle down. You got to do what you're supposed to do. Go to your acting classes, get your stuff in order, get your photo shoots, and you know, just attack this as hard as you can. Grab it by the horns, ride it on into the sunset.
Because this is a business that requires patience.
I agree.
Doesn't happen overnight. Um, you can apply to do 50 things and get an invitation to audition for 10 of them and get a call back for four and book two
Yep.
of them. So it really, really takes in a lot of tenacity and patience with that. Coach Tequila, who's been commenting about all two of you, and now she's got the third one. And Cameron's tenacity is something that has motivated many because the ability to be able to balance and still continue to smile, stay committed and upbeat is hard. He makes it seem easy and is a role model. I've had you in sessions before, Cameron, and she's exactly right. It brings a certain energy
Hmm.
uh, to the room. Now, let's talk about something, highlight something that you're passionate about outside of acting. So I know you mentioned, for instance, Cameron, that you're a father, a
Hmm.
husband, you're in the Army. Angela talked about sports. James always looks like he's in a rock band, but I don't think he is. So let's talk about what are you most passionate about outside of entertainment, um, Cameron?
So I mean, it's outside of entertainment, but it's still kind of. I'm really into Marvel, DC, more of the Marvel side. I love all the movies. Oh, most of the movies, pretty much all of them. I love the TV show. There's some out in there that's kind of iffy, but I still enjoy them. I don't get too critical on it.
Right.
But I love just superhero stuff like DC, Marvel, the comics. I collect Marvel Funko Pops. Um, I love sports. I love like football. I grew up playing football since I was 5 years old, and that's was I think one of the reasons why I didn't pursue trying to act for a long time because I was all about football growing up from five to until I graduated high school. That's all I did. I even tried to do a theater class, and I was like, I felt like I was supposed to be there, but I was like, no, man, I can't do this. It's gonna look bad on me. So I got out of the class, and which I wish I didn't. I wish I had that experience when I was in high school, but it was just like football. But at the end of the day, this the acting stuff, this everything just came back to me, and it's just what I love. So yeah.
And you know what? If you can't tell, I can't stand comics, so I don't like
Hmm.
Marvel or DC. But the oh, now I lost my train of thought, being silly. But Jennifer just chimed in. Go Cam! I'm so proud of you. Do you know Jennifer Pennington there, Cameron?
Yes, that's my mom.
She did. You did an excellent job. Mom did an excellent.
Love you, love you, mom.
Yeah, he is a bundle of joy. All right. Um, Let's go to Angela. Angela, what are you passionate about outside of entertainment?
I would say I'm definitely passionate about roller skating. Um, I've gotten I've gotten a few years to get really, really good at it. Um, I go probably to the roller skating rink like twice every month. So it's definitely something that I like to do. I just actually went to my first roller derby game session, whatever you would like to call it.
Match.
Yes, match. I would say last Saturday, and seeing it in person is definitely something that has sparked my interest. Because even knowing that it was there for something that I could do, you never really think like, yeah, I like it, so that's what I'm gonna do, and then that's it. No, you gotta have an insight on it. So roller skating would be something that I'm definitely interested in.
Angela's gonna end up in the roller. That would be so funny. Angela's like she'd be the person that's like the sweetest person in real life, and then once the match starts, she's just evil. She's just elbowing people,
Taking everyone.
people. That'd be funny. Roller skating. That's interesting. I do more roller falling than I do skating, but hey, his own, right? All right, James. What about you? What are you most passionate about outside of entertainment?
I would say 100%, without a doubt, it's got to be cooking. I love
Oh,
cooking for people. I feel like it brings people together more than anything else in life. I feel like, you like the grill up on a Saturday, you get the chicken rolling, and everybody's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, "Hey, I'm cooking chicken for you." They, people just, I feel like people who don't cook, maybe they cook at home, but they don't really cook on the grill or they don't cook for a large group of people, that it brings people together more than anything else in life, in my personal opinion. And it's just, seeing people that appreciate the food. And I mean, you get conversations going, it's really just about experiences and memories, really, at the end of the day. And there's nothing that brings people together as much as food. You get a good brisket going, and you're cutting it up, and people are like, oh my god, how'd you do that? And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. That's my secret.
just
You
as
got to
long,
pay big bucks.
just as long as you don't use that watery North Carolina barbecue sauce. That's all.
Oh my god.
Something like,
Water, you talking about the vinegar based barbecue sauce?
yeah, get that out of here. Like,
I do concur with you fully that the vinegar based barbecue sauce is very unappealing.
you gotta get that
Absolutely.
Texas or Missouri or Tennessee or Kentucky thick sweet barbecue. Oh, anyway, so that's why it's good to meet people. Three things that you all said that I wouldn't expect. James, I didn't expect you to say a big passion is cooking. Angela, I never thought roller derby would ever come out of your mouth. And Cameron, even though you're um, nice and fun. I didn't think that you didn't give me comic book guy, so
Mhm.
or comic guy. So that's why it's always good to meet people and learn more about them and what their hobbies are. Here's my favorite part, and you can't say me. Favorite instructor, Cameron. Yes, that's right. We're putting him on the spot. Who was your favorite instructor? To
Coach Jackson.
Coach Jackson. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a first. No, I'm just giving him a hard time. Coach Jackson. Why Coach Jackson?
Coach Jackson is just super real, like in classes. No matter what, Coach Jackson will let you know if you did great or if you did bad or what you need to work on. And it's always fun in Coach Jackson's class. So he always has it fun. And he's just real at the end of the day.
Yeah, I've heard if you're terrible, he's going to use the word terrible.
Oh yeah.
Angela, what about you?
I would say that my favorite coach, not trying to be a suck up because she's here, but it's definitely Miss Tequila. It's just she is so fun to be with,
Mhm.
but kind of like Cameron's favorite coach, if you do something wrong, she's gonna call you out and like tell you how to fix it. But it's better, I think it's better to definitely have a coach like that so then you can actually learn. And she's just got so much personality to her that it makes whenever I have her, it's just a fun class.
Aw, awesome. James.
Now, look, I hate to beat a drum that's already been beat, but I have to agree. that, I mean, as much as I love every instructor I've had, and all of them have their pluses and minuses, and a lot of them are very, very helpful, but nobody brought the performance out of me like Miss Tequila, because I was sitting there and I was sort of in an emotional state, and she was like, you know, I see where you're at, James, but I'm going to need you to pull that out. I'm going to need you to go inside yourself, pull that out from the strings, and go ahead and and then as soon as I started my monologue, I was about 2 or 3 lines in, and she was like, no, start over, start over. Think about, she was very, very good at guiding you to where you needed to be in order to give the performance that you were trying to actually give. Because in your mind, you're like, I want to articulate this way, but she sees it as from the viewer. She's like, you're not giving what you're trying to give, so you need to do it this way. Just above and all, just completely helpful, very understanding, and yeah, I hate to agree, but I mean,
Oh, don't
that's
hate
definitely.
me, because now we're gonna do my other favorite part, worst coach. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. You guys better not have been ready to fire off names, because there's no saying that. That's not a category uh, that exists. And Coach Tequila said, "Thank you so much. I am so honored. No, Tequila, that is not going to get you a pay raise. So, so don't even tempt me. See all those comments I got? No. All right. So, what's the future look like for you, Cameron? What would be what's your ultimate goal, or that place you're going to reach where you're going to say, you know what, this was successful for me?
At the so what I see at the end of the day, all I care about, no matter what I do, if I stay in the army, if I make it big one day, whatever it is, if I go this route, if I go a different route, whatever I do, at literally at the end of the day, all I want in the future is to be stable and just protect my wife and daughter. At the end of the day, just give my daughter a life that I will want her to live, and for her to live freely and express herself. Then that I feel like I'll be successful at the end of the day. If that happens, as long as my daughter or other kids, if I eventually have some, if they're good, then I'm good, no matter where I'm at.
Awesome. That's a powerful statement. Angela, what about you?
I'm gonna pull a little something out of my slate and say that in the next 3 to 10 years, I would like to graduate from high school, obviously, graduate from cosmetology school, and either have a very stable career in salon or cosmetology mostly, or interior designing. Two big things that I have a very strong passion for. And then at the very end of the day, just be knowing that I have a loving family and people to back me up through all of that.
That's funny that you want to you like roller derby and cosmetics. It's like you're going to give them a black eye and you say, don't worry about that, I'll fix it up later. James, what about you?
I would say I have it on my vision board right now
Is it a giant
that I
cat?
don't. No, it's I. When I was a kid, it was like almost a family event to watch the Oscars, and I don't. I know myself. I know I'm not that great of an actor, but I know that just being invited and being able to maybe bring my family and just the whole ceremony of the whole situation, that just to be able to be at the Oscars as a working actor would just be, that's the culmination of every goal I've ever had as a child. You see the suits, you see the tuxedos, and you're like, I want to be there, and I that's the goal, 100%, without a doubt. I want to be at the Oscars as not even as a nominee. Just want to be invited and be able to go out there, be on the red carpet, and that's I wouldn't say that's the total fulfillment of all my goals, but truthfully, it'd be to buy my parents a house and take care of my family, make sure that they're very well taken care of, they don't need to work anymore. But as far as like me personally, I'd say my goals, definitely the fulfillment would be to be at the Oscars.
So when you win your Oscar, who's the first person you're thanking?
You,
Ah,
you,
what a good.
100%, 100%. I couldn't be able to do it without you. So
Oh my God. Tequila has a question, and any of you can answer. And anybody who's watching, if you have a question, you feel free to ask. And anyone can answer this. It says, what has been the hardest hurdle you've had to get over during the program that you are most proud of so far? That's a good question. If anybody wants to take a stab at that.
me personally, I
Mhm.
would say, and I spoke with Miss Tequila about this, that I've been dealing with a breakup since I started and completed the class while that was going on. That it was extremely emotionally taxing, and I mean, it was hard to get out of bed, to be honest with you. But I just thought to myself, when you have grief over something that you've lost in your life, it's almost like having a receipt for love that was there in the past. So it's kind of a positive way of looking at losing love or losing something that you care about, and processing that pain and processing that, internal turmoil, and being able to use that to fuel my performances, and being able to use the, and for lack of a better word, being able to use the pain of your life to be able to show other people that their pain is valid and that they're seen and loved. I mean, there's nothing better than that, than having somebody who might be a 16-year-old, and they're, oh, I lost my love. And then they see somebody who's a little bit older, they're going through the same thing, and they're like, you're going to be okay.
Yeah,
When you go through something very painful, it's like, has anybody ever felt this pain before?
yeah.
And everybody turns to art, and I'd love to be there for people like that. And it was extremely helpful to be able to have people like Miss Tequila to be there for me while I was going through that tough time.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Uh, I think my hardest one was just the military aspect, based off of there was a time where I ended up having to do a military training event for like a whole month, and I was just stressed because I was like, oh, I'm in this course. I was like, I'm gonna miss 4 weeks of it. Like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna have to make up a lot of stuff, and I wanted to stay with my original class. I was like, I wanted to be with them since I started with them. I was comfortable with them, and just wanted to finish everything with them. But after that happened, I reached out, got put in a new class. I was very nervous to be in the new class because they were used to each other. I was like,
Yeah,
I feel like I was like, I should be farther in the course right now, but I'm back to like a class I already did before, just because that class already started. But at the end of the day, I ended up enjoying the people at that class, even though I was nervous at first and very. And I'm still with that class now, and I couldn't be more grateful. I love the people in my class now, and it's a great time. So yeah, that was my hardest thing, just figuring out the military aspect, like I said before, the time management part, and what could randomly happen since I'm in the military. So yeah.
all right. Lulu Kid said, "What are the next endeavors for each of you?" Let's start with Angela. Are you working on anything big? It doesn't have to be entertainment related, but we know you're working on roller skating. But is there anything else out there that you're looking forward to?
I am definitely looking forward to. I just got in with a professional photographer for a photo shoot to I'm gonna say launch because they're not that big yet. They're just photography business. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I'm getting ready for a showcase very soon that I am ecstatic for. I think it's just going, that's probably as far as I can look right now for something that my next endeavors would be.
All right. What about you, James?
Well, I mean, funny you ask, because actually tomorrow, when I was actually doing the acting classes, my hair was like down to here. It was very long, and I actually had it cut, and I shot my reels. And actually tomorrow I'm doing my photo shoots, and in the first 2 weeks of July, I have three opportunities to be an extra in Wilmington, North Carolina. and I'm going to take full advantage of that. See if I can, honestly, I want to see if I can bring some food, or maybe bring a couple air fryers and cook some chicken wings for people, because just a way to get my name out, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do,
Why don't do that?
don't do that. We'll talk offline. Don't do that. It's a terrible idea. Don't do that. It's a terrible idea. Well, here's my I said my favorite part was saying who's your favorite coach, but that's not really my favorite part. My favorite part is the motivational segment where each of you are allotted time to kind of give any type of motivation or talk about something that helped you, that you can help people out there that are going through the course or thinking of going through the course or finish the course, and help them feel better about what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and start with you, James.
Well, I'm glad you picked me because I got a lot to say, but it's not going to be that much. I'm going to keep it short. I'd say, especially I feel like getting a little bit higher up there in my age, that I feel like the whole meaning of life, whether you want to act, whether you want to, do rollerblading, or, go in the military, that it's really all about the people you meet. It's about the experiences you have. It's about the memories that you obtain within yourself that you carry on into the future. And just really just love as many people as you can for as long as you can, as consistently as you can, and just try and live a life worth living, to where when you get a little bit older and you look back and you think, I should have done this, you actually did do that in the past, and you just take the momentary action to say, this is my friend. Like if you have a best friend, tell them you're my best friend. Like, a lot of people don't have that affirmation in their life, and you tell them, I love you, I value you. Just take the time in your life to tell the people who you care about that you love them, that you care about them. And I mean, if you don't have anybody, then you just turn that inward and you say, you look in the mirror in the morning and say, I love you, I care about you, you mean a lot to me. I want to make choices that make you love yourself, so that, like, you live a life worth living, so that when you're like 87 years old and you're sitting in a rocking chair in the retirement home, you're not like, I wish I would have done that. No, no, you did everything you could do, and everything that you were able to do while you were, living your life. I mean, to be honest, just live a life worth living, to where you don't have any regrets. Is my piece of it.
I would say that if I could say, like, if I could give advice to anyone out there who's trying or wanting to go through the course, that whenever you're looking at it, you're definitely gonna get a lot of doubt. Like, it's just too long, it's just too expensive, it's just too much work, it's too big of a commitment. You're gonna want to do it, because just thinking about it later, like once you back out, you're gonna think that was stupid and I definitely should have done it. And going into it, again, it's just a process of doubt and picking yourself back up again. That once you're in it, you're gonna say the same things. It's just too much work. I just can't do it. I'm not good enough. But you're gonna have to push through, because when you get to the end, you're gonna look behind you and just realize how fulfilling it was, that you have the opportunity, the experience, and you have stuff in the future that you can fall back on in case your 18th plan fails. You always come back to this and say, yeah, I have that experience and I can start back up again, and I can take new pictures, and I can go back out there and do what I need to do to pick myself back up again, or to make the situation better that you might have felt in the first place wasn't good enough. That you're always going to have this to say, yeah, I've done that. And yeah, I had my doubts, but what is that now? Because I have this, not my doubts anymore.
Okay, first, I would say find yourself, love yourself, and express yourself. This is your life. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. You could do anything in the world if you just put your mind to it, put the motivation and dedication behind your purpose on what you're trying to do. Find something that you love, pursue it, follow your dreams. That's one thing. Every Have a dream. Just if you have a dream, ambition, whatever it is, just whatever inside of you is calling for you, follow that noise in your head or that part of you that is pulling you towards that goal. Don't give up on anything. You might have a million different things you want to do. Like one day you want to doctor, one day actor, one day want to be a vet, whatever. One day your calling will talk to you and you will know. Just follow what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you can't do it, and just grind. And that's basically all I want to say. If you When it comes to the course, if you want to come to acting, you don't think you could do it. No, I don't think anyone could do it at first. Everyone thinks they can't do it at first, but you have to try to do it. If you don't try, you won't know what you can or cannot do. I didn't know if I could do this or get through the course and think and be all right at it or good or exceed standards if need be. But I tried, I worked hard, and I'm just keep on working, working, working on my time off. That's the biggest thing. Your time off when no one is looking, that's where all of the work pays off. All your hard work pays off is when the cameras are off and no one's looking. Then when you show up and everyone sees what you do, then you will know like it's because I've been working on my time off when everyone else was not doing what they were supposed to do. So basically just find yourself, express yourself, love yourself, follow your goals and dreams. Thank you.
Awesome, amazing words from beautiful people, great students. I'm so excited to see you all in July, graduation time. Those of you who are coming, that's going to be awesome. And continue the great work, okay? Because you are now family, you are now alumni, so we'll always be here for you. To everybody out there that came and support and watched, thank you so much for these three wonderful people. And everyone, wait, hold on. We got one more comment. Gonna make sure we get that one in because it looks like a pretty good one. Lulu Kid says, "Thank you, Cameron, for your service. All three of y'all rocked it." And Angela, you are amazing. Yes, she is.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right. So we will see you all in the future. And everybody out there, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Y'all say goodbye.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right.